It's now my honor to introduce today's speaker, a speaker that we've had many times here before, and hopefully he'll come many, many more times. Tom Baker is a pastor of this church. He is a former Catholic priest, and today I'm going to refer to you as Father Christmas. Yeah, I know he's got a beautiful message to deliver to us, and we're all ready to hear him. So come on, Father Christmas, welcome.
Well, let me see. After every Sunday, we see if this water is turned to vodka. It has. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's not pure vodka. It's water cut with vodka, or vodka cut with water. But it is. Well,
for I've sinned.
Got a designated driver. I have my wife with me. Okay. The faithful driver. Oh, I feel so much more relaxed. Oh, my goodness. Well, of all the holidays in the Christian calendar, Christmas is one of the latest. There was not much of a Christmas celebration until around the 4th century, when Christmas was established to Christianize an existing pagan holiday, the day of the invincible sun or the winter solstice. I think we had the winter solstice on Thursday. So now Christmas comes and it says, this is winter solstice. When it got cold and dark and the days got shorter and shorter and people got depressed, they got seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, and catastrophic thinking became the order of the day, they wondered if spring would ever come again. What if the days kept getting shorter and the sun abandoned us altogether? So they had a big feast with evergreens and fires over which they roasted chestnuts to say that when it's darkest, that is the very moment when the sun starts coming back and stays longer and longer. The sun is invincible. When the Christian missionaries came, they just replaced the sun in the sky, S-U-N, with the sun, S-O-N, in heaven, and kind of made the manger the hearth. We come to warm our souls at the light of the world shining in the starlight of Bethlehem. Now, I was a Catholic priest, as Larry said. My first Christmas as a priest, I sent out a Christmas card that reflected what the missionaries had done. The card pictured Santa praying at the manger. It converted Santa to Christianity. You ever wondered what church Santa went to? He didn't seem to go to any church. Santa was unchurched. So I kind of baptized Santa as a Catholic. I would have preferred a rosary in his hand, but I had 1,000 cards to send, so I couldn't draw a rosary in for each one. So I settled for a generic Christian Santa, and it also sent the not-so-subtle message to keep the Christ in Christmas. The feedback was all positive. People said the card was just like my sermons, insightful, relevant, and cute. It offended no one and seemed to impress everyone just what I wanted. Now, I had thought that the point of Christmas was to make it a Jesus Christmas. But without making people feel too guilty about celebrating the holiday with Santa Claus and Christmas trees and their credit cards. Yet Christmas did not really touch me. The shepherds were stunned, Mary and Joseph were amazed, the animals were reverent, my parishioners were frazzled, but I was a bit detached. Pleased, but detached. Christmas was about Jesus, but it was not about me. I thought that Christmas was a choice between Jesus and Santa Claus. In A Course in Miracles, Jesus places Christmas not 2,000 years ago in a suburb of Jerusalem, but in our own consciousness now. He says, "This is the season when you would celebrate my birth into the world, yet you know not how to do it. Let the Holy Spirit teach you, and let me celebrate your birth through him." Had Jesus sent the card, it would have shown an image of him kneeling before a manger with you or me in it. Christmas isn't about Jesus, and it isn't about Santa Claus. It's about us. More than that, it's about our birth into Christ's consciousness, or Buddha consciousness, or the consciousness of the Tao. But birth is messy, and it's traumatic. Birth is what life is like over and over again. The first birth is hard, both for the child and the mother. It's like passing a kidney stone, except the stone is big. I passed a kidney stone once, and it's awful. I can imagine what giving birth is like. Oh, my Lord. And it's hard for the child. He bangs his head for hours on the birth canal. Everybody's born with a headache. It's like landing at the airport and nobody's there to see you. Mom is screaming, the doctor is preoccupied, and the nurse has a headache too. Then we're born into adolescence with anxiety and mood swings and broken hearts. And then we're born into young adulthood with a living to make and a family to raise and bills to pay. And then we're born again into midlife with new meaning to make and no role to play, probably with a divorce or a failure to deal with, and a body that won't sleep right or do sex right and zigs when it should zag. But with each birth, we get ready for the spiritual birth. We get ready to be what Jesus knew himself to be. The Son of God, a child of the stars, a brother to the world, an angel in disguise, ready to take off the mask and smile the smile of one who knows that he is loved. Loved for no reason at all. That was the smile of Jesus, the smile that saved the world for joy. So how were we born into the Christ consciousness? How does Christmas happen to us now? Born again, not into an afterlife, but to a joyful this life, here and now. It probably happens in instants. And there are midwives and mid-husbands. It simply is when someone beholds us the way God beholds us, as holy. God knows us no other way. Sinful, bad, damned? No. That's our vision of ourselves and each other. That's why the world is so dark. For God, we are holy. That's why Spirit is so light. Now, of course, we stopped listening to God a long time ago, probably about the time of our second birth into adolescence. God, yeah, right. God's as crazy and as silly as Mr. Rogers. So we wait for someone as human and as credible as ourselves to see us as holy. To see us in a way in which we do not see ourselves ordinarily. So we're faced with a human-sized version of God's vision of us. Just last week, my wife gave me the gift of seeing me as holy, At the bottom of her Christmas list, she wrote this: just pick up from these items. No need to get them all. Being with you is the best present of all. I love you. 5 exclamation points. That was a contraction in the birthing of my Christ consciousness. For a moment, I was bathed in pure starlight. For a holy instant, I was the Son of God, the Son of abundance, the Son of oneness, the Son of love, the Son of compassion, the Son of eternity. And then I went shopping. When the holy get forgetful, they go shopping. When the forgetful go crazy, they go to war. But it's always forgetful. It's not bad or evil or sinful. It's forgetful. Holy and forgetful. That's us. And that's sort of humbling, like Christmas, and like the fellowship. Several times I've called the fellowship the donkey church. And what I meant was, it's the humble church. It's the holy church. Wonderful just as you are. I've always noticed people don't exactly dress up to come to the fellowship. They just put on something warm and shoot out the door, and often come in even a little late. Nobody stands on ceremony here, although there's nice ceremony, you just don't stand on it. It's not a stallion church, or a thoroughbred church, or a Tennessee Walker church. It's a donkey church. Like the donkey that carried Mary to Bethlehem. Like the donkey that carried joy into the world. Then and now. Merry Christmas.